Last time on Cloudfall. The cocktail party in the Winged Spire suddenly got very awkward when Libera ripped the whole city away from the mainland, leaving only the poorest inhabitants of the city behind to struggle alone. The heroes scrambled back to Rune's salvage yard so that they could help him escape and not be left behind. Also, they needed his ship. With the help of Sir Bo, they were able to make it back to the Winged Spire and take off, this time for Lodom. They landed in a calm, stony field, now home to hundreds upon hundreds of Small Castle refugees. And there they began to make their plans to retake Small Castle, to retake Lodom, and to topple Viren's reign.
And it worked.
And it worked. After doing that, they brought Guy back to Lodom so he could be king. Dorn went to Dawn's Edge and married Aaron.
And Poppy died.
Yeah. Poppy succumbed to pneumonia.
Poppy was bitten by a rattlesnake.
I was going to say she had dysentery.
You're all seated around a large circular table in the center of Bobka's luxurious great room. Spread on the table are drawings, maps of Small Castle, as well as one crucially important journal owned by Kesher. And that journal shows the detailed drawings of the mechanical threat facing down Small Castle. 12 warfaring ships and one massive dreadnought known as the Leviathan. They're all orbiting Small Castle, firing their cannons at the shield that protects it every hour of the day. Here's what's in play so far. Bobka's carpet allows you to transport between Lodom and Small Castle at will. That could facilitate a two-pronged attack on Lodom and the siege of Small Castle, potentially splitting their forces. You also have a stockpile of black powder available at Small Castle, about 1,500 pounds worth, and Tick, who knows how to use it. You also know that Aaron might be able to impersonate Viren if they can get into Guy's memories. And finally, it was revealed that these airships are the property of Kenmore Machines, Poppy's family business. It's very, very late at night. Just a few hours ago, you were all in farewell at a cocktail party before that devastating blast ripped that city in half. Some of you are starting to get heavy eyelids as you pore over the pages in the papers here. You see the candle's about to burn down to nothing. Are you going to replace it, or are you going to retire?
I just don't understand. Maybe they didn't know what they were making?
They just were no longer content making washing machines.
Well, I mean, their business model was always go bigger, go better. So maybe it was just more lucrative. I don't know. They never had an interest in war before.
These ships, and Aaron points to the pictures, your family made them?
Oh, maybe a branch did. Maybe they made some of the parts.
What is your family business?
Well, it used to be kitchen appliances. And small machines to help around the house. Maybe they got into transport. I don't know.
I mean, could you talk to them?
Oh, I don't know if that would be any help at all.
I mean, if they're your family, I can't imagine that they want to be hurting the folks that live in Lodom and live in Small Castle, right?
Right. I mean, they aren't the most altruistic people, but I can't imagine that they would intentionally hurt people.
Well, we don't know if those ships, I mean, it's not them flying it, probably, right? They just made them.
Right. I assume not.
Yes, and they might be able to identify a critical weakness.
Yeah, Poppy, I don't think we judge anything on your parents about this. I mean, Viren would have gotten weapons. Someone would have made them.
Right. Like how Viren's ship was made in Farewell. Right?
It's odd, too. But it is late, yeah. Do we put things into motion now, or do we try to rest?
What's the timeline like, Mr. Colonel Lingus?
Please.
Please, we need to hurry. It's taking too long.
You can call me Colin.
Oh.
But an actual timetable hasn't been established yet. I recommend you all don't go in your current condition. I mean, you look pretty haggard, to be honest.
I am pretty tired, but do we want to hammer out the plan and then get started first thing in the morning?
Well, yeah, if we make a plan with these people, and Aaron gestures at the Colonel and Babka and everyone who's here. If we make a plan, maybe some other people can start to execute it while we're sleeping and resting.
Like evacuating or
Re-evacuating.
Is it safe to put people back if we don't know?
Small Castle will be okay for a little while. Not forever. Until they figure out how to deal with that shield. That could be any moment, but it's not going to succumb to the shelling. But if they figure out its weakness, they might get in.
Now, Maisie will be with them, and Maisie can protect them as well.
Colonel Colin, we didn't meet you before. Why?
Well, I don't know. You tell me, why didn't you stop by? It seemed you were only interested in talking to the militia captain, Vix.
Well, Vix did not seem to have great command of his people.
No, he's a show pony. I'm the real strategic mind.
Let's hope this is true.
Looking him up and down, you would probably guess the opposite to be the case. Colin does not look exceptionally experienced.
I guess, should we wait to get people evacuated until after we've done whatever we need to do in Lodom?
I must insist, this villa is quite safe. I recommend that the refugees stay here until the coast is clear.
Is Viren trying to attack Small Castle to get the bismite that's still there? Is that what we think they're after?
I think they're after us.
Just us.
Correct. They believe you to still be in Small Castle.
I see.
Can we get Maisie in here?
Yes, she has absconded to the larder once again. We will find her.
Tell her I made cookies.
She comes in with a basket of treats that she keeps reaching into and eating stuff out of. She goes, yeah?
Sorry, I know it's late. We're scheming.
Ooh.
Be curious.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the situation. We want to retake Lodom.
Mm-hmm.
We have a shield that is holding for now, but has a weakness, says Colin over here.
Mm-hmm. Disintegrate, we're fucked, yeah.
Yeah, so if we pull off the firepower attacking Small Castle, they start flying back here. Is it possible to retrieve the shield?
Take it down?
Take it down and put it over Lodom.
Oh. I'd need a lot of help. Infrastructure's pretty big for it. We'd have to get up to that tower and grab a few devices out of there. A big helping of bismite, but maybe.
Well, we think there's a lot of bismite right here, and I point to the reserves that Kai had mentioned before.
Huh. Okay. Well, can we get at that?
I don't know how much time we have. I don't know how fast they can get back, but I think we got a way to potentially get us to it, yeah.
Actually, a good point. Hey, Kesher, Kesher comes over. How fast are those ships? Kesher goes, they're just kind of orbiting Small Castle, but I don't know, not as fast as his ship, but faster than the big ones. Maisie goes, huh. You know, if you did get him to pull away, I doubt they could get here in time. I mean, sure, Rune can get cross-country in, like half an hour, but it's going to take them a day or two.
So maybe we start with infiltration and, slowly work our way in?
We need someone spotting that can contact us, let us know when they've become aware. And if we can get the shield here, wow, we're in a good spot then.
But we don't take the shield down until we know that Small Castle is safe without it.
Yes.
Right.
But won't they know as soon as the shield goes down?
Well, we take it down after they've left to come here.
That means they all have to leave.
And we hope they don't do an about face.
We can't let them know that we have any presence on Small Castle at all. They have to fully believe that all of us are here in Lodom.
Yes, and our distraction of a coup, that will lead them here, I think.
And because it's you, it'll be that much tastier to her, I guess.
Yes, I think it will.
We should wait till morning, probably, right? To put this in motion.
How are we sneaking in? We need someone who looks like Viren.
Well, I can try. I know, like I said, I need some time to study them.
Well, if we talk with April, we might be able to get you a whiff of some of my memories.
Yeah, I think that could work. We want to do that just so that the people of Lodom accept us, the guards that are still there, listen to us. Is that the
Yeah.
reason?
So no one's suspicious until we initiate the plan.
Okay.
And last, we can hope that we can contact Phenom before we put things in motion, but we can't wait for that.
Yeah.
And then the explosives that are on Small Castle and the king and the prince.
Now?
No.
Tick, no. What if, Tick, can we set something up that's transportable so we can have them here if we need it?
What? Why would you want to blow up Bobco's village?
We don't want to blow it up. We were talking about projectiles, remember?
Ah, right.
So that we can defend Lodom when they come back. Or defend...
Are we going to secure a catapult?
I should hope so.
If we can have them movable at a moment's notice.
They're movable now. They're in kegs, barrels.
We're just throwing barrels at them.
It's a matter of manual labor.
What if we did half at Small Castle and half here, and then we can have them ready in both places if we need them?
Okay. Because the Shatterhorn has ballistas
Yep, it's got two boarding harpoon
that we could
guns on it.
use for some purpose.
Well, the castle probably has something, right?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we've got some trebuchet-like things, but they haven't been fired in a couple decades.
I was just gonna ask if Easy P, maybe he was upkeeping them or knew about them, but maybe you have a better handle on that.
We didn't let him near those things.
Yeah, now that I say that out loud, that
I
makes
would
sense.
love to not make him part of this plan.
You all hear the jingling of armor coming up the hallway, and he's like, "Oh, my ears burning!
I know.
I've been waiting down the hall just in case someone mentioned me, a use for me. And I thought I heard just now an echo.
No, we
Although-
were talking about greasy bees.
For the second time in 2 days. Thank you anyway.
So,
Going to kill you one day.
Like to see you try.
okay, so is the Shatterhorn going to stay behind to defend Small Castle?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Because we can't get that here in time.
Right. Okay.
And following them would probably just make them take down the Shatterhorn.
I see. Okay.
Okay, so fake Viren and Guy infiltrate the castle.
Yes.
With us as prisoners.
Yeah, I think we all have to be there. Maisie, I think I can help you rebuild the shield here when it needs to happen.
I mean, keep in mind, that shield's not a permanent solution. I mean, it'll last a good while, especially with the amount of bismite, if that's accurate on that map there. It'll last a while, but it's not forever. We can't just hide in Lodom for the rest of our lives.
I think it should be a backup plan.
Okay,
Well, the ships won't have infinite firepower either.
that's true.
They've been blasting for a couple days here.
Just blasting.
And then once Viren's here, is our goal just to fight them?
I think we take her out, right?
I think we have to try.
So we also, when we get into Lodom, we have to find the bismite. Is our main objective?
Yes, we have 3 objectives inside of Lodom. First, make the people think that Viren has returned, along with her general. We need to secure the bismite, which I believe is needed to strengthen the shield. Is that correct?
And us.
Yeah, of course. And we'll also need to secure the catapults.
Yes. Are people going to believe that Varen's back without her ship? What if we did a major image of it landing or something?
That could be convincing.
Landed in some trees nearby, and then that way when it fades.
I can try to get it prepared by tomorrow, but it's going to be a rush.
Who is that?
Maisie, sorry.
No, it's okay.
She's
the
she opens her
major image.
spell book and she's very concerned about being able to get a major image prepared by tomorrow.
Anything else needs to happen tonight, or can we wait until morning? I mean, I'm tired, but I don't need to rest necessarily. I can work on studying Viren.
Yes, we should try to work on your disguise tonight. The rest of you can get some rest.
Okay.
All right.
Babka and Colonel, can you work on getting some of the explosives split up?
We'll have it in place by the morning.
Awesome.
There are other vectors to this we have not considered. What if they have echo bells, just like you do? What if they can communicate back and forth? What if they have faster methods of transportation? What if...
We could think about what ifs forever. I think we just have to go.
If we can get to the bismite before they're here, I mean, that's already a success and gives us a fighting chance. Everything else is kind of a bonus.
Yes, we should be prepared for Viren's forces to return at any time, but however long it takes for them to arrive, the more time we have to prepare.
If they do have echo bells and communicate, that's just the plan moving forward faster.
And while our fake Viren and Guy are infiltrating the castle and putting themselves up as the leaders, I can skulk around and try and find the bismite for sure without getting caught.
Is there a way to do an actual proceeding of some kind for Viren to give power to Guy? Disguised Viren. Is there any way to make this official?
Well, he's the general, or I can just reinstate that, I guess, or whatever, and then...
What if he beheads her? What if if it looks like a coup?
Afraid not. Such is the truth that a Dullahan cannot control a Dullahan.
Well, I wasn't really thinking like that, but more like
Just kills her.
just makes it look like she was killed outright. The weaker she looks to the people of Lodom, the angrier she'll be.
Does your changeling magic let you make it look like your head fell off?
No, I've never tried that before. Typically, I like the head, on the shoulders, on the body.
Could you make it look like you have a mortal wound?
I mean, yeah, you just use some, tomato juice, right? Look at Babka.
Well, wait, who are we trying to trick here? The people still loyal to Viren in Lodom?
What?
Of course, remember that these people, they love Viren. They adore her.
I don't know if we want to necessarily stir them up so much. I think we just want to take control of the city forces more so.
Mm-hmm.
Will people allow Guy to be in charge?
If Viren is telling Guy what to do.
Yes, what if Instead, there appeared to be a external threat to Lodom. Something that Viren couldn't ignore. Doran, I'm thinking instead that we play a little game. Shopping flashback.
We exit that stressful war room for the warm breeze and sunshine of the streets of Baxi. And we're back. You see throngs of people moving about on the city streets, dancing down the cobbles with buskers on every bench and curbside. You see that fountain with little birds splashing in it, and the Tabaxi people of Baxi watching those birds. And you see Guy standing in front of a storefront, looking into a window and opening. Was it a red door? Gold door?
It can change
Couldn't
colors.
tell you.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you.
And slowly opens a big red door. We see nothing inside, but we hear, "Welcome!"
Greetings.
What are you looking for? Like a bigger sword?
No, this one's just right.
Okay. Well, what can I do for you, Goldilocks?
Well, I was just looking, but there was something in the window that seemed to jog my memory a bit.
She looks over at this giant, spiky suit of armor. Okay.
No, past that.
Oh, she looks over at the broom.
No, not that one either.
The board game?
Yes, that's the one.
Okay. You want a copy of Maneuvero?
Well, it's just, I know these board games are silly and for children, but
I'm gonna tell you right now, this particular copy, it's gonna run you 200 gold pieces. And I know that's a little steep when it's usually,
is it steep for a board game?
Well, I was about to tell you the normal price of the board game, and now I'm not going to.
Well, my retainer is just outside. She handles the money. You see, I'm not so good at handling the money.
Interesting. Well, I do know who you are, so this might be one of the few cases where we can take this on credit.
Oh, wonderful. That means I don't have to pay for it, right?
Well, not right now, but somebody will on your behalf, and there's a catch.
I love a catch.
So, we've all seen you in the gardens. We've seen you cracking some skulls, stepping on some gnomes.
Well, no.
But nobody's seen you with that big old heavy chest plate off. And I was just wondering if you could, and she takes out a crystal, boom, give us a flex.
And this is part of the payment?
Well, it's collateral, right? So if you leave and nobody pays, I've got this.
Oh, so no one sees it if I remember to pay.
You said that.
I sure did.
How about it?
What do you think, Gus?
Your hands instantly go up to your chest and cover your chest.
Well, it's my chest, not yours.
You fight with Gus a little bit, and you can feel the pieces peeling apart.
Nope, very well, we're gonna do it. Just give me a moment.
The chest piece kind of rattles off, and she goes, "Wow, no shirt, no clothes whatsoever underneath that. How is that comfortable?"
Beats me.
And 3, 2, 1, thank you. Okay, board game.
Do you make everybody do this when you buy from your shop?
Yes. So, Maneuvero. Do you know how to play?
I remember some of the rules.
So it's a combat strategy on a large scale, right? So there's two sides to the board, and you get all these little pieces in this little side compartment. She pulls out a little drawer. I got a whole ton of them right here. You got like a big like a
catapult piece. You got a couple like horses pieces.
Catapult's my favorite.
Got little Reese's pieces. You got like a little soldier guy, little soldier boy.
Soldier boy.
Tell me more.
Okay, so soldier boy. Cello, you put him out in front.
Oh my god.
But there's one thing you gotta know. It's that price point.
Yes, the shirtless pick.
Right. Well, this is what it kind of pays for, really. So, this copy of Maneuvero, it was made by an eccentric wizard strategist. You know, one of those fighter wizard kind of min-maxer types.
Yes, I know the type.
They weren't satisfied with Maneuvero on the board, right? They wanted to really see it. She moves her hand over to the side of the board and rubs her thumb over this small, like, pearlescent crystal on the side, and you see it begin to glow. A very dull, like, yellowish color, and then it whitens up over time. When it does, Guy, you see a projection of a ghostly soldier boy standing in the middle of the room, and it begins to solidify into something that is impossible to tell apart from reality, this illusion. She takes a knight, a horse piece, and sets it on the board as well, and you see it manifest in that same room. She moves a catapult onto the board, and you see it manifest in the room. The catapult is going through the ceiling. What this does is it projects a real-life version of all of these pieces to scale, an illusionary army at your disposal.
So cool.
Wow. Guy hesitatingly, like, reaches over to the soldiers and, like, sees if he can stick his hand through it and stuff.
You get full body chills as you hear all around you as your soldiers begin to march forward, drawing their weapons as they go, kind of self-animating to make the illusion all the more convincing.
Wow, this really brings me back. You see, long ago in another life, I used to be a great general. I thought this board game could maybe help bring some of those memories back, but this one is special.
I can tell your nipples are rock hard.
Gus, let's...
Gus is back on.
Well, this is very much worth the 200 gold I will absolutely be paying you.
I certainly hope so. So does this recording.
Oh, the recording, it's still going?
On and off. But those are for me. Was there anything else you were interested while you were here? Maybe another cloak?
Ooh, third cloak's a charm, as they say. But no, I think this will suffice, thank you.
You sure? It's a pretty cool cloak.
What's it do?
How much gold you got?
Poppy, how much gold do we have?
Guy, we have to go.
Oh, sorry. No time for cloaks.
Suit yourself.
We're due for another council meeting.
Good luck out there, soldier boy.
Thank you, shop person.
Oh, please, call me.
Wow.
Maneuvero.
Cool.
Maneuvero.
And by time to play a game, I mean tomorrow we will play a game before our big battle.
Does that seem like a good idea, General?
Well, you haven't seen this game. Trust me on this one, Doran.
Oh, all right.
Are you going to tell us about the game?
Oh, I should tell you about the game. Yes, it will create the illusion of a giant army outside the gates of Lodom.
Oh, that'll be helpful.
I could see how that sounds more helpful than just playing a game.
Yeah.
Can these,
I
have
like
time for
it.
that?
can the illusions like do anything, or they just like
I
look?
do not believe they are capable of battle, but I think this will be the message Vera needs to see to return to her city.
Or weakening her hold on the city.
And also tempting her to come back to deal with us.
Got it.
We are attempting a noble lie here. We are trying to do something good, but we are deceiving the people themselves too.
But we're doing it to break her grasp on them.
But it will only be temporary. When the ruse is up, will they come to our side? Is there any chance?
Perhaps if Guy can convince them.
It's truly you, Guy. I mean, you have the honest story here. If you can get a chance to plead with them, we need to make that happen.
I'm not certain my honest story of being tricked by the Fae into killing all the men under my command will warm the people's hearts.
Well, what about the story of your love for the prince? And Aaron smiles at Doran when she says it.
Doran blushes.
No.
And your love for Lodom. You did what you thought was right for your city.
Yes, I did do everything.
You believe the prince is alive still, right? What if that is the stand for you?
Trying to find him.
You hold the city until the rightful prince is able to return.
Yeah, you're not trying to take it over. You're just trying to restore the rightful ruler.
Yes, the people might not look to me as a leader, but I still believe they yearn for the prince's return.
And you are them. You know, you've done horrible things under the deception of a Fae, and that's much the same with everyone that has remained in this city, in Lodom. They may see themselves in you if you can break the spell a bit. It'll be hard if we go into this with deception, but maybe it can work.
Pointing to the Prince Lodom, that is the way forward for the people.
We should try to sleep on it. I feel like we got a lot of loose ends. We got some stuff in action. Everyone needs some rest. And then I can go to April with Guy and work on some memories.
Yes.
Maybe I'll work with Maisie and Tick to try and weaponize everything.
Sure.
I think if anyone knows how the Kenmore machines work, it'll be me.
That's some good insider knowledge.
Yes. Let's get some rest. This will work, people. I was not keen to take on this mantle, but we are the heroes of the clouds.
And you're our Captain General.
I am the Captain General.
Looking around this room, you see the five of you. You see Mikey asleep in the corner. You see April asleep in the corner. You see the Colonel asleep in the corner. Turns out everyone fell asleep during most of this planning, so it's about 3:45 in the morning at this point. Who is going to stay up further to try to prepare and plan? Who is going to rest right now?
Well, we could wake April up, or...
We can just wait till the morning. It'll be morning in a couple hours.
That is, yes, that's fine.
Let's just rest. We'll do it first thing.
I'll get a long rest, and then I want to wake up early to bring Pinch back.
Okay, yeah. I think you all get the rest that you can within that amount of time, with the amount of stress weighing over you. But it's enough for a long rest.
Yes.
Accommodations provided. It's extremely comfortable physically. In the morning, it starts out overcast. It's cool for a summer day. You're towards the end of summer now. It's beginning to get crisp outside. Poppy, you're one of the first awake, which usually happens as a baker. You have to get up early to make the donuts, but today it's just Pinch. You perform your little bowl ritual in that same war room. On that same table, you just move some of the maps out of the way. And some people start to wake up and meander around, and they catch the tail end of it, where it's just you and Pinch sitting at that table playing patty cake. It might be the last few calm moments you have by yourself today. Poppy, what else did you want to accomplish in terms of preparation for today?
I do want to figure out taking out the ships.
Yeah. Give me a history check.
I get any bonuses or anything?
I think you've got advantage. This is your own history.
Okay. Oh, thank fucking God. Oh, yes. 22. It was a 1 and a 19.
Very cool. Looking at these ships, they've got a very specific design, these smaller ones. The Leviathan, that thing is too big for you to even comprehend how that thing works. But these Kenmore machines, what you notice right away, your father, Avon, had been working on a very specific fan design for a long time. Just like a fan to cool people down kind of thing. But you knew that while he was working on this, the kind of central like pivot hinge to this whole thing, the thing that it spirals around, was actually very weak, very susceptible to percussive effects. Poppy, you know that by aiming for the wings on these things, every attack will have a 4x damage multiplier on it.
Okay. It was planned obsolescence.
After 5 million spins, the fan blade just shoots off.
Yeah. And he timed it perfectly to go off after the warranty was up, so.
Anything else, Poppy, this morning?
Just using any sort of arcane knowledge to help them figure out how to weaponize whatever we have.
Yeah. Give me another Arcana check. This is in tandem with Maisie.
Okay. 16.
7 on Maisie's side.
Oh, okay.
Maisie woke up groggy. She stayed up late, actually, later than you, helping some written spell work, a scroll of major image that she gives to you. She says, I definitely might have made a mistake. I didn't sleep. And we got a big day, but I got this done.
Maisie, why?
Well, I don't know. You didn't communicate.
You need to sleep.
I didn't think I was going to be on the front lines. I'll take a nap now while you guys get started.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see if I can help her in any way.
Easily convinced. Yeah. All right. Well, moving around the room here then. Doran.
I wake up, check my tuning on the loot, and kind of come out into the common areas and see who's all up.
People are starting to mill about now. You see Mikey is trying to gather snacks from far and wide and just kind of keep them centralized.
Okay, I'm going to, I guess, just go and see if Aaron's awake.
Yeah, you go to check where Aaron had been sleeping and nowhere to be found. You do smell burning driftweed.
I hope it went okay.
Well, that brings us to Guy.
Oh. All right, we're going to meet with April to get a memory.
Yeah, first thing in the morning, apparently.
Memories in the morning.
Wake and bake.
Wake and bake. Yes.
The light of dawn is coming through a small window in this, almost looks like it was set up for this kind of thing, this room. It's a lot of, like, very cozy cloths and draperies in a very small, like, conversation room. But April is very quietly and calmly moving about the room, setting up incense and drawing the curtains to be comfortable in here. She says, "We're going to have to take this a step deeper, a little more intense than before. We're going to skip the middleman.
More intense. All right.
It needs to be a direct memory transfer. Such things are possible in a deep state.
Will it hurt?
Of course not.
Okay.
Gets a little fuzzy for a second.
Oh, that's fine.
And we'll be all right by this evening, right?
You'll be right as rain by the time you walk out of here.
Good, very well.
Just tell us what to do.
Well, sit back, relax, breathe deep, and start talking. What do you remember, Guy? When you think of Lodom, when you think of Viren, if you need to see her face, think of those memories. Try to summon them.
Well, of course, not all of my memory has returned to me, but I remember much very well. However, when I try to think of when Viren first arrived to Lodom, I cannot picture the day. It's as though she was not there and then suddenly She was a very part of Lodom.
As you say the word Lodom one final time, Guy and Aaron both see the room jump. You see the windows enlarge and the door begins to swell, and then everything goes back to its regular size. And the word Lodom just echoes and echoes and echoes until you can't hear anything else except the word Lodom in your brain over and over again. And then, Aaron, you are seeing what Guy is remembering. This is much more intense than before. You are in Guy's memory. And you see Guy's reflection. He's looking at himself in a small glass window that's set into a doorway. He's standing outside in the streets of Lodom with a bitter-looking old man standing behind him. You hear a fight going on inside of the building that he's standing in front of. And a moment later, you see a hulking figure explode through that doorway, with a Dullahan warrior hanging off of each arm. And this figure is flailing, trying to regain control, this half Goliath. Guy takes a step back. You hear that cruel old-looking man behind him say,
Kellen the Bear, for your treason and your mutiny of the royal throne, you are sentenced to an indefinite servitude in the honor of Lodom. Your crimes are...
You see Kellen stand up, throws back his arms, casting off both Dullahan restraining him, and with one fist caves in the skull of the old man.
We're doing this the hard way, then.
Kellen looks up and says, Honor. You abandoned your honor. How dare you?
I have done no such thing. My honor resides here in Lodom, where I serve faithfully.
He tries to stand again, and Dullahan just pile onto him and force him down to the ground. There are 5 Dullahan now pinning Kellen, stretching him limb to limb, one of them pulling on Kellen's hair, revealing his neck to you. Coward.
Any last words, Bear?
For Lodom.
That's my line.
Aaron, a second later, you see a forest path. And it's starting to rain. And it's getting dark. And at the end of that path, you see a wagon. The rolling pin. Stuck in the mud. Guy continues to approach, but you can tell by the way this looks, Guy's tired. It's slow, and he's leaning so much side to side when he walks. When he gets close, he sees that wagon wheel is wedged deep into that muddy rut, and he's close enough to hear crying coming from inside.
What am I gonna do?
Is this when we first met?
I think so.
Yeah.
This crying is a perfect distraction.
Guy kind of sidles up to the side and tries to peek inside.
Yeah. Guy, looking inside, you can see this little halfling that is kind of nestled into a corner, burying their face into like a bread cloth. Is a bread cloth a thing? I just said bread cloth.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Burying their burying their face in a bread cloth and sobbing. They'd be none the wiser if you took everything in this caravan.
I'm going to reach in and grab some buns.
Okay. Yeah, you reach in and grab the first bun you see.
Oh my God, what if
You
it's
hold
Pinch? Sorry.
You take it away from me.
I'm sorry. I thought I had a good idea. I'll act so surprised.
You reach out for some buns and you grab the first one you can and bring it to your mouth. And as you chomp down, you hear,
Oh, I'm so hungry. What the hell?
Pinch?
Pinch points up and says,
No, he calls him monster.
Why is this bread alive?
That's not bread, that's Pinch.
Poppy, looking up, you see a man with a bedraggled expression. His clothes are sopping wet, covered in mud and blood and fur and leaves and stuff from the forest. His hair is down over his face. Looks like he hasn't eaten, drank, or slept in days.
Is this some sort of haunted bread cart?
No, it's not haunted, but it serves you right if it was. What are you doing taking my stuff?
I wasn't. I was trying to take from your cart.
Yep, that's what I thought.
I've been traveling for days and I haven't had anything to eat.
Nothing?
Well, I found a bug and I ate that. No, it's fine. I'll go and seek out some more bugs.
Pardon me, but that's no way to live.
You're telling me.
Okay. Hold on. You seem strong.
Thank you.
I will feed you in exchange for you getting me unstuck. It's only fair.
And you would not report me to the authorities for the attempted thievery?
Well, that depends on how quickly you get me unstuck.
Very well. Guy stands up straight and walks over to the front of the cart. Tries to get it unstuck.
Give me a historical strength check. Athletics.
Flashback, strength check.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah. In the mud and rain here, Poppy, you see Guy step out and kind of assume the position with his hands behind him, leans down to the cart and tries to stand and lift the cart out of the mud. And Guy, your foot slips. You fall butt first in the mud and rain.
Oh.
And as you hit the ground, first thing you hear in the woods is the snapping of a twig, and you hear...
Who goes there?
You see this cart in the woods is being surrounded by wolves.
Curse these delicious buns.
You see Pinch put his little hands over his butt.
Permission to put the cart thing on hold to not get killed by wolves.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Get in here, get in here.
Can this place protect us?
Guy, you look up at the back door that is still hanging open, and you see one of those latches that is actually just like a bent nail that goes into a loop to close the door.
It's worked okay so far.
No, I think I'm gonna have to kill these guys.
The first of the wolves dives towards you, Guy. What do you do?
Do I have a sword?
You've got a sword, yeah.
Great. I do that.
Yeah.
I do the sword thing
Yeah, you do the sword
where
thing.
I hit it with the sword.
Here's the thing with being a gigantic, tall, standing man, especially one that has flames coming out of you. You know how animals and fire go. When these things circle around you, you stand up, they all start to cower back.
Back, you beasts.
That's really all it takes. All 6 of these wolves start to cower backwards, and you hear that whining noise.
Whoa.
We will not be eaten by wolves today, little one.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Okay, new proposal. You stick with me and I keep feeding you. I won't feed you, Pinch.
You have non-living breads.
Yeah. Most of them are non-living. He's just my son.
You look down at Pinch, and Pinch starts to grow long black hair and sharp black eyebrows. You see Viren standing in front of Guy. During some huge ceremony where the whole city of Lodom has gathered around the main road that runs straight down the center of the city, and here, standing at the castle keep, Viren is handing down an enchanted blade, one that turns the living into Dullahan's servants. And when Guy looks up, you see her. cruel, beautiful face. The sharp nose and sharp eyebrows, a wide mouth and strong cheeks. Viren stands just as tall as Guy, but so much more imposing and wrathful. Her face burns into your memory, every miserable detail from the way she smirks when she talks, to the way she whispers under her breath while she plots the death of a kingdom. The two of you come ripping back into that room. You can tell April's been, like, AFK for a while now. She's, like, reading a book, and then she looks up and goes, oh, good. And she closes the book, and then she moves some 2 glasses of water that she got a little while ago and pushes him towards you.
Oh, I'm so thirsty. Thank you.
Is there like a little desk table nearby or something?
She actually had set out, like, a pen and paper for each of you, just in case anything came up you needed to write down.
As soon as Guy comes out of the dream, he's gonna punch that table as hard as he can.
Yeah.
Oh,
How'd it go?
not good. I mean, 11. What's the table's AC?
Well, yeah. It's a standard inanimate is 10. So, yeah, you punch the little TV tray sitting in front of you and knock the pen and paper onto the floor, but you hurt your hand doing so.
Guy, I feel like I got it at the end there.
You got it?
I saw some other stuff, but I think I can do it.
Doran, they're ready now.
Oh, good.
He came in to check on you a few times.
On me? You shouldn't have.
Oh, no.
Well, glad you're both doing well. I got some coffee, too.
Oh.
Set them out.
Thanks. That'll be good. Feels like we've been asleep forever. Also, I saw a lot of other extra memories.
That's life.
I guess you're right. Cheers to that, and clink the coffee cups together.
Guy's a new guy. That's life.
That's life, baby.
Say la vie.
Well, are we... Do you have everything you need? Do you think we can do this?
So you'll have to act the part as well, Aaron. But just be...
Super evil and bad.
And cruel, heartless, yes. I think you got it.
Yeah.
And the people love her, huh?
They might not have a choice.
Okay. Well, I'll do what I can to help. And I sit down and I start playing a nice little ditty. Lots of finger picking.
A nice one.
Yeah. What?
Some polyrhythmic stuff.
Yeah. And I go back to, get rid of that because that was a little confusing. And you each get a bardic inspiration. And then
10. D10.
It's D10s now. I don't know when that changed, honestly. But and then when we're ready, just I'll give a little other boost just to keep you both. I mean, you're very charismatic already, but this is a big move.
I'm not very charismatic, but thank you.
I apparently am.
Everyone's been kind of hustling and bustling this morning, doing what they need to do, Poppy preparing just like she would at her bakery. All the while, Sojourn, what have you been doing?
I think Sojourn, in the discussions the night before, had hit her limit on like what she could comprehend of all of this complex political stuff. Like she was trying her best to keep up, but I think this morning she woke up and really just wanted to feel like part of the world. So I think what she did is she sat for a while with what was left of her buds and then let them lead her out into kind of the refugee area and just went around and tried to like do little odd jobs for people or help support people or ask people how they were doing and just checking in on all of these people that were displaced from their home and try to feel like maybe there was some good to be done on a small scale in all of this chaos.
You land on the most interesting pull of this entire crowd. It's the farthest thing from you. Probably the one thing that you wouldn't be able to connect with in any way, shape, or form. is the one that you spend all your time with this morning. It's young Fallop. He followed you out of the villa. Being as young as he is, he didn't want to sleep outside. He's not used to such accommodations anyway. He wanted a nice little room all by himself in the villa, and they let him have one. But when he sees you walking with the Fey Buds, having them lead you out, he follows behind, kind of running from, column to column, sort of hiding himself, pretending like you can't see him. Eventually, he just catches up to you, and he says, "Can I have one of them?"
One of what?
One of you glowing friends?
Well, the thing about friends is you can't really have them. They just stay with you because they like you.
Is it like one of Papa's paid friends?
No, not like that at all.
They each get a stipend.
No.
He says he pays stipends for them to be friends.
No, these friends are more like... You know how when someone does something nice for you, it feels really good? Like if someone makes you a cake, and it feels really good to have a gift of a cake.
Yes.
Well, it's kind of like that, but the other way around, too. When you do something nice for someone else, it feels good, too.
Oh.
And that's kind of what friendship is. It's just doing that forever, for everybody.
Huh. But do I still get cake and I don't just have to give it?
You get both.
Oh.
And it's not always cake. Sometimes it's other stuff.
Oh.
And sometimes it's just your time.
Okay, well, I'll have that.
Do you want to spend some time with me and spend time with other people?
Well, are we friends?
I think we could be friends.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Do you know how to make a file?
I do.
Can we make a file?
Absolutely.
You lead Fallop out, and the two of you spend the simplest time together. And it's making a fire, and it's watching a bug, and it's trying to make a little stick house, and just seeing how big you can build the stick house out of all the sticks you find. And he's got infinite patience for it, and in this moment where you know that the next thing you're facing is life and death, you have all the time in the world for him. And that's when you see the rest of your party, and Bobka, and Colin, and Queen Clothora, and the rest of this all comes crashing back into your world sojourn because it's getting close to go time. That sun is up. You're all standing in the sunlit patio. There is brunch being served by Benjamin Butterhug and his associates. Carrying trays of food around, you can kind of pick off these dishes as they pass by you, but the real thing to be talked about here is communication and planning moving forward. You all exchange echo bells so that you've got communication. I'm going to say you have 3 people you can communicate with. Who are those targets going to be?
I think Kesher should be one of them.
Sure. The Colonel? Do we trust the Colonel?
No.
He's right in front of us, guys.
I mean, I think
We don't know him.
I think it needs to be some actual small castle representative.
Yeah, who's ever in charge of their army side of things.
Yeah, do we know where Vix is?
Sir Vix, he's down in the camp somewhere. He's pouting about his position, meaning nothing now that small castle's not ours. But it's really the prince. I mean, me for now, but until the prince is back in play.
Right.
Colonel, can we count on you to take this communication device and then hand it over to the prince once you are engaged?
Yeah, I suppose I could.
Great.
We just need this bell to go to whoever's in charge of the small castle forces, okay? That's your mission.
Got it.
Cool.
And Kesher and Maisie and Tick will be together.
I think Bobka.
Yeah, because Bobka can handle the refugees.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes.
And he has access to the carpet.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good plan.
This is the last time we see you all. Thanks so much for trying to make this happen.
It certainly better not be the last time we see all of you. That would be bad.
Yeah.
But I know you'll do just fine. Bobcat lifts up his little eye patch, and you can see he's got like one special glowing green eye, Doran, and he gives you like a huge wink with it, and he hides it again.
All right, we'll ask about that later.
I guess all that's left is I'm going to sip the air and make sure that this plan is going to work.
You see your friends begin to walk away, like into battle positions, getting ready for the war ahead of them, and Poppy sips the air. And you hear Ganymede go, "Oh, fuck."
Is it not good?
Oh, Poppy. Poppy, it's gonna be spicy. But I think you'll live.
Good.
All right, I'm going to play another song as we're coming out, getting into position. I'm going to cast Enhance Ability at a not second, not third, but fourth level.
Whoa.
So, yeah. So it's going to be Aaron, Poppy, Guy. Aaron, Charisma, Guy, Charisma, Poppy, Intelligence.
What's the bonus on that?
Advantage on
advantage.
those
Oh.
abilities and checks.
Damn.
For how long?
For 1 hour. So kind of doing that as we're coming into the field.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
It's a long walk, so you guys get in position about an hour and a half later.
Oh, God.
Striding out onto that field, you see in the front of the party, it is Doran and Guy, still hidden from the walls of Lodom such that you can't be seen really at all. And Guy is carrying a small, collapsed wooden case in his hands.
You tested this before you bought it, right?
Yes, I gave it a good test. Well, the shopkeeper.
Okay.
I probably know how it works.
Good.
Guy, you take that damaged TV tray that you punched and you set it up in this little copse of trees in the field. You prop this thing up and get the game board set up.
All right. Doran, you and I will get the game started. And Mikey,
Yeah?
it's going to be your job to keep the illusion going while the rest of us are in there.
Oh, wow. That sounds... I don't know, guys.
You got this.
How many cookies do we have? He checks a bag. He's like, I don't know.
When you're playing Maneuvero, you're going to forget all about cookies, Mikey.
My new hyperfixation.
If you do well enough, we can get the expansion.
Oh. I can do this now. I've got BizBite powers. I could play a board game. I could probably win, too.
All right. How to play Maneuvero.
Set up the pieces.
Yeah, you begin putting the pieces out on the board in a way that logically makes sense, in a way that would take Lodom down, in a way that would be a threat. Guy, as the general of Lodom, it's hard not to eat your own dog food in a sense. You've often pondered what it might be like to siege Lodom, being the general of it yourself. How are you the weakest? How would you kill you? That's probably the best way to defend your city. You know the biggest threat you could produce. You put the catapults way too close, because you know what they can do from there? They can hit the castle keep. They can't do it from the backlines when they're protected, but when you put them right up front like that, you could collapse that whole thing in a second. That's what's going to get their attention.
Yes, does it all make sense, Doran?
Looks good. Looks really good.
And Mikey, you got this?
Oh, looks really good, bro. Really good.
All right, and looks like the board is in the perfect setup. And if we're ready, here comes the army. Guy, twist the little crystal thing.
Yeah. You see it brighten up from that yellow into a bright white again. You all see suddenly manifesting hundreds upon hundreds of units, exactly in the way that you had it laid out here. You guys merged both sides of the battlefield, both teams, into one giant army that is now sieging Lodom.
It's beautiful.
Not a moment passes by and you hear... Coming out from behind the walls of Lodom, they've registered the threat.
Guy looks at his wrists. A bit late, fellas.
We gotta get moving. Let's do it.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm late. How's my hair?
You look lovely.
Oh, wait, I can't hear him now.
Perfect as always, Steed.
Oh, thanks, General.
So the plan is a couple of us are gonna ride on top of Steed. A few of us will fly or hold on or just hide in nearby bushes as the illusionary ship lands, and then we'll come off and Aaron transform as Viren before we get on the illusory
Illusory? Yeah.
ship.
All right.
Guy instinctively slaps Viren.
The second you change.
I'm sorry.
How dare you?
Bit of an instinct. Oh, that's good.
Is this Viren's voice?
Yes.
Aaron Viren slaps Guy back. None of your insolence. Let's go.
He's into it.
Me next, yeah.
Cool, you two.
Okay, I guess I'll cast the major image.
All right. The two of you mount up. Poppy grabs Steed's tail. Poppy, you notice there's a ring tied in Steed's tail for some reason.
Oh, that's weird.
It is weird. Boing, he jumps into the air, and Poppy, you just, air is like rushing by your ears as you fly up into the clouds, and suddenly you're just weightless up there, and you've got the scroll in your hand, and you're just kind of floating 0G for a second, looking at the writing on the scroll.
Okay, I think I have to do this now.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check with advantage.
Oh, nat 20, my good bitch.
It's the best Leviathan you've ever seen.
You're reading down the scroll in a language you've never spoken actually before, but you're actually pronouncing it perfectly. And then when you get to the final verse, you're about to read off more of the incantation, but you realize it's not an incantation, it's a note from Maisie, and it says, "Good fucking luck." The scroll disintegrates in your hands, and the world around you is darkened as you all see this giant shadow of the Leviathan manifest on the field below you, and it begins to cruise towards Lodom.
I did it.
You hear Steed saying, "Descending altitude in T-5. 4, 3. Oh, I already started going. Anyone on the ground can see this ship, a pretty good recreation of the Leviathan, which Poppy had only seen once. Twice. Very briefly.
And we were
small
falling
castle.
to the
Yeah. You're falling at night through the air. The first time was in Farewell, when you got knocked off the bridge. You got a good look at it then. That's enough detail. It's a long time.
The trauma responses. I'm never going to forget.
Yeah. As that thing lands, the ruse is complete. A few of you are hiding behind boulders nearby that field. You kind of sprint up to the rest of them and casually just kind of like walk through the like loading hatch that drops to let people out. You just sort of like clip through it, like hoping nobody notices that you're just walking through stairs. And then suddenly, the 5 of you are walking towards the gates of Lodom.
I will take some of the major image and put like handcuffs on.
Yeah.
So I think Journey, Dorn, Poppy are prisoners.
Yep.
Guy and Aaron as Viren are leading the pack.
That army is not far outside the gates of Lodom. You guys are landing a good distance away from that. You look like you're kind of the response crew to this threat. It looks like you're landing because this army is here. Walking together now, you're approaching the gates of Lodom. And the first thing you see is heads on spikes lining the walls of the city. And as you get close, all of those heads turn to look at you. You know that everyone knows you're here. The main gates are open, those giant, impenetrable gates of Lodom that defend you from every outside threat. Those gates are open. The only thing barring your path is an iron bar portcullis that you could practically squeeze through if you had to. And from here, it's a straight shot down that grand roadway, almost a mile away, the castle keep of Lodom. Aaron, you saw this in your vision, in Guy's memory. The steps of that castle keep is where Guy received his enchanted blade and began his career of betrayal.
Open the gates. Your queen returns.
All you hear is a crow in the distance. You don't see anyone in the streets. You don't hear anything. There's no response to your words.
You heard him. Open the gates. And Aaron Viren lifts their arms and a gesture to open them up.
There's another sort of panic-inducing moment of silence.
Perhaps all of their...
You see the portcullis begin to rise off the ground, allowing all of you in. Still, not a soul in sight.
Home sweet home.
Took you long enough.
Come on, prisoners. Faster.
You all look around side to side. As you make your way down the first couple blocks, it starts to feel like you're putting on a show for nobody. Every now and then, you see another head on a spike, and it's just turning as best it can, swiveling on the spear, impaled as they are, to look at you as you cross by.
Is this how you greet your queen? She's away on important business, and now she returns in your hour of need.
Give me a perception check, all of you.
We roll dice in this game?
Do I have advantage?
You do, Aaron.
Good. That is a dirty 20.
12.
8.
26.
Damn.
Doran's eyes are closed.
Natural one. Do we have skills do natural ones? I
Yeah.
can't remember. So, yeah, natural one. Even though I get a plus 10. But
Push.
it's fine.
Doran, your nose itches and you have illusory handcuffs on. And you keep wanting to itch your nose, but those illusory handcuffs, you have to keep up the bit.
Okay.
You're starting to go crazy. You take 1 psychic damage.
Okay.
Your nose itches so bad.
That's how much it. Yep. That's 1 psychic damage.
He's just
is about
doing this
right.
over and over.
Yeah. Poppy and Aaron look through the same fucking window at the same time at a storefront that you're passing by. You see a family, a mother, father, daughter, very timidly looking out the window. As soon as you look at them, they just peel back. They don't look outside. You can tell there are living people here. They're terrified.
Okay. Love. They love Viren. Sure.
They're all hiding.
Well, good. They should be. I leave for 5 minutes, and now look at this! And Viren gestures out the city gates behind them. Pathetic.
You hear the clanking of armor approaching. A small procession. There's just one man standing in front, and then a pair of Dullahan warriors behind him.
Finally.
Please, let me go.
Guy kicks Doran in the shins.
Could you kick my nose, actually? My nose really itches, Guy.
I'll get you later. Finally, report, men.
Report?
You all look up at the man in front. Kind of a troubling visage to look upon. This seemingly alive man has a collapsed face. His skull had been caved in, and yet he talks as normal.
Do I know this dude?
It's the guy from your flashback.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
In your memory,
yeah.
this person had accompanied you to a few executions where you needed legal basis to execute these people in broad daylight. Mm-hmm. Sort of a lawyer type.
Did we say his name? Probably not.
No.
Pickens. Good to see you. I'm just kidding.
No, that's fine. Pickens is great. Yeah. Pickens is perfect.
I don't think Aaron would know.
You might have
fine.
heard it. You heard it mentioned in the memory. His name is Pickens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pickens. Good thing you're here. We have some prisoners that we've captured.
This bodes well for us. Seem to have captured all of them.
It bodes well, but while I was gone, what is this? An army at our gates?
We will deal with it quite simply. we'll use your favorite.
Well, we'll see about that. Well, Pickens, as you can see, the general's back, reinstated. He's helped me capture these prisoners.
Reinstated?
Yes, you heard me.
Oh, so you've managed to regain control.
Of course.
Obviously.
Quiet, you. And Viren backhands Guy in the face.
Guy bows.
Great. Let's make a performance check.
Also, I'm channeling like the evil queen from Disney movies.
Sorry,
Right?
persuasion check.
Persuasion. Wait, am I with advantage? I don't know why I rolled 2.
You do have advantage.
With enhance ability.
And then you also have the Bardic Inspiration if you choose to use
Yeah,
that.
that
Okay.
D10.
I got 16.
I got a 28.
Wow. Okay.
Damn.
You see like a furrowed brow at your stiff performance guy. He kind of like chalks up his vision to Viren, gives a deep nod.
Very good. Excellent. Brilliant omen.
He turns his head and you can see the real gruesomeness of this. Like, he didn't even like clean up himself at all after being murdered like that. So he's just constantly in a state of gore. You can tell he's like just a full-on zombie, this guy.
And Pickens, you got something on.
It's been dangling.
He pulls his eye out of its socket and drops it on the floor.
It's better.
Is it?
Well, it's up to the keep. I have business to attend to.
Well, shall we finish this here in the street?
And one of the Dullahan behind him goes,
No, I need these prisoners alive, unfortunately.
Why not make a show of it?
Not now, Pickens. As I said, I have business to attend to. I need you to take care of this army.
Disappointment. Yes, we will. We will. Probably this afternoon, we will.
This afternoon? That's unacceptable.
Your Highness, we are in no hurry until this invading army seeks to breach the gates.
I can't with these men. Okay, well, regardless, I have other things to worry about at the moment. Just hold the gates.
Of course, we will hold the gates. It takes a while to prepare him, you know.
Yes.
Yep.
Onward.
That's such bad news. That's such bad
Yeah,
news.
it's pretty bad.
It's that Goliath.
There's one little squint between all of you as you proceed down the road here. The one troubling thing is those Dullahan keep looking back at Viren. People might trust the right look, but Dullahan can smell it on you. They know something is off. They know you're not their mommy.
Are these headless Dullahan, by the way?
For the most part, they are.
Yeah, okay. That's good news.
Yeah.
No
they-
talkie.
Yeah, they keep them dumb.
How does your heart work?
I don't even know how, like, my
Magic.
heart works.
No.
My human heart.
He has the like Dullahan control thing.
Yes.
Oh, you mean my...
The item,
Yeah.
not his
You mean
internal
No, I don't
his
care
body
about his
heart.
organs.
You mean my... You mean my necrotic heart?
Yeah. Is that something only you can wield?
I may cast suggestion and command at will, as long as the target is another Dullahan.
Okay. Never mind.
That's a good thing to know.
You're walking down that grand promenade. You can see the gates of the castle keep in front of you as you walk towards. You're seeing those stairs again, Guy, where you received that blade that started your whole career.
Brings back good memories, huh, General? Being back in Lodom must feel just like you are where you belong.
Is there anyone not us around here?
Yeah, it's still that Pickens and his
Okay, great.
guards,
Okay.
Yes, it is all slowly coming back to me. It is good to be back in defense of Lodom and her queen.
Some of your memories returning.
Yes, some.
Perhaps we should jog some more. A detour to the Bismite stocks, perhaps?
If Her Majesty will allow it.
yes. Whatever I need to do to be rid of you Pickens.
We have amassed even more since your absence, Your Grace.
Very well.
He leads you down a long alleyway to what used to be like a market, like trade center. In that district is a bunch of warehouses that were used for actually useful things for a lot of different people. All of those warehouses have been converted into bismite storage centers. Inside, you see shelf upon shelf, all of these large metal containers that are chock full of the stuff. All different grades and colors, but there's plenty here. This would be a huge windfall for everyone.
So much more than when I left.
We have had some good luck in the clouds lately.
All of this is from offshore.
Most of it.
One of those Dullahan is now staring directly at Viren, or Aaron Viren. Guy, you actually see this Dullahan reach for the hilt of their sword at their hip.
Guy kind of slowly walks up to that Dullahan, who's starting to suspect something, and using the necrotic heart, Guy puts his hand on the Dullahan and uses the suggestion spell to say, "At ease, soldier."
Well, Guy, that Dullahan rolled a 3, and with their wisdom bonus, that is not nearly enough to resist your suggestion. The sword goes back in the hilt. They're actually so at ease, they find a chair and they just kind of slump into it.
Are you pleased, Lady Viren?
Yes, of course. This will serve quite well.
And did you need to partake in the moment of any of this?
Well, I suppose I can take some for later. Actually, why don't we have these, my new captives take some and carry it back for me. They can bring it up to my throne room. Put the muscle to good use. Let's go. What are we waiting for?
You see a little bit of hesitance in Pickens, and he says,
You heard her.
Dorn flinches to just kind of look afraid, and then moves over, looks over at Sojourn and Poppy, and kind of slinks over and tries to grab some bismite, trying to look terrified.
With your cuffed hands.
Yeah.
Guy shoves Sojourn toward the bismite pile.
as you get shoved, you briefly break the illusion of the cuffs to put them in front, and then kind of like reassemble the illusion, like, oh fuck, like.
We should have used real cuffs. Why didn't we do that?
Your hands are in
It's
front.
so easy.
Yeah. Trying to manage this illusion is so fucking difficult. It's like, no, God. You're holding your hands in the weirdest position and trying to pick up this bismite just to make it all work.
Is this normal?
Yeah.
Is this how people are handcuffed?
Like the chain keeps stretching, and you're like, no, damn it.
Poppy is like sweating, trying to keep it all in place. Yeah.
Tracking like 3 different pairs of manacles. But before long, you're all back in the main street of Lodom, carrying as much bismite as your arms can carry, each of you, except for Guy and Viren, of course. And as you're walking down that main street, 2 things happen. 1, Pickens gets word that there's a transmission from the Leviathan. 2, Pickens gets word from the people of the city that the dragon is ready. At the same moment, Guy remembers Lodom is defended by a dragon.
Oh no!
Wow, that would have been a great thing to remember earlier.
It's not even a screech. It's not a roar. It's not a bellow. It just sounds like a jet engine turbine starting up. In the distance, echoing off the mountain here, and you see a gout of green flame spilling up into the sky against the walls of the mountain. And what takes to the sky is a headless fucking dragon.
Whoa! What? That's so cool and scary.
But I think that's where we ended.
I love Dungeons and Dragons and
Dull
dragons
hands and dragons.
and dragons.
Thank you all so much for listening. I've been Tim, your GM.
I'm Hannah playing Viren, Lady of whatever town we're in.
Lodom?
Lady of Lodom.
Got it.
I'm Tara, and I played Sojourn.
Oh, we need to restart? No.
I'm Thomas, and I'm Guy.
I'm John. I play Doran.
And I'm Maggie, and I play Prisoner Poppy.
Thank you all so much for listening. Please share the show with people you love, and we'll see you next time.
There we go.
There's like
My God.
all of Guy's flashbacks replay, and there's like a dragon in the background of all of them. It's like,
How did I
right.
fucking notice?